while we're on sport, Netball Victoria is investigating whether transgender players pose a safety risk to female players after one club threatened to boycott its matches. I mean, I'm not sure it needs much investigation, but there you are. Now, this has happened because netballers in the Riddell District Football Netball League told the Herald Sun that they do not feel safe playing on biological males. And one club in particular, Melton Central, has come under fire for signing 2 transgender players, including former elite men's player Manawa Araniu, who the Ballarat Football Club the Ballarat Football Netball League.
Can I just say, that is so confusing.
I know. And it's
I don't even know what sport we're playing at the moment, let alone who's playing it.
The football and netball leagues are often joined for whatever reason, but the Ballarat Football Netball League has banned this biological male from playing in its women's comp last month. Now you've got other clubs coming in and saying, you can play with us now. I mean, Parnell, do we really need to investigate whether a biological male, particularly a fully grown one, is a safety issue for biological women on a netball court or any other sporting court?
Yeah, no, unfortunately not. And I mean, with the best will in the world, and I can understand why somebody who feels that they have that identity might want to play in a social club, but not in anything more serious than that. And I mean, look, it comes down to something quite simple. Even wrestling with my young son, I notice how much stronger he is than me. And I'm a grown woman, but there is just a strength that comes with testosterone that women can't match. And so, yeah, it's not fair. It's like in a social situation, you might say, OK, everybody's just going to take a step back. But the more competitive it gets, of course, you can't do that in a game like that. It's not fair to the team to do it. So therefore, everybody has to be more equally matched on the fundamentals, which in this case is gender.
Quite innocently asked, though, I understand for, contact sports and even competitive sports where, running faster or whatever is an advantage. But netball is not a contact sport. How would...
Well, no, it's not necessary. It's not designed to be a contact sport. But when you've got so many people moving around on a court so fast, people collide. So the problem is if you've got a big, burly biological man, running very fast towards a diminutive woman, what do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm entirely sold on this one. Send your letters to Joe Hildebrand.
So to be clear, you would have a list of sports potentially where it's okay for biological men to compete against biological women in the women's competition.
Look, I'm obviously not equipped, no pun intended, to pass judgment on the science of it. But again, I think, I can understand certainly, there was obviously the debate around women's boxing at the last Olympics. Clearly, that does pose a safety risk to other competitors if someone is that much bigger and stronger. But netball...
Joe, it's not just a safety risk, it's also a fairness problem.
I know, but this is the reason they have given, though. This is what they're investigating.
OK, well, but we know that this is a safety risk, but the problem is, this is not fair. Men are stronger, men are faster, men have better hand and eye coordination. It is not fair to these women that they have to compete on a non-level playing field. And we know this. There's a reason why men are better than women on balance in snooker. It's a fact we've known for hundreds of years. I find this just so disgusting that, to be honest, Australia is behind the UK and the US, which feel like they've finally sorted this out.
I mean, look, there's no problem in having a game, as I say, on a non-competitive level where you say, OK, it's just going to be mixed. And it doesn't matter. We agree to have everybody in, but that should be, at a social level, a decision that's made by the club, by the people playing, rather than, putting somebody in a team who you can't dispute, or worse, being up against a team where you can't say it's not fair.
The competition is an issue because of the Leah Thomas story. Leah Thomas was a bloke who decided he was a woman. As a swimmer, he couldn't swim a place in American college competitive swimming. He went into the women's team and won race after race after race, and he won medals that women should have won. Now, I'm calling him he, and I suppose I could be sued for that. Now, Leah Thomas can no longer compete because Trump has said, I'm stopping biological males competing against women. Having a Y chromosome is like having a performance-enhancing drug. It's simply a cheat. It's as simple as that. By the way, in this one, you've not only got cheating, there is a risk factor. I saw a photograph of Ms Aranui, who's this trans person, over 6 feet tall, about as wide, built like a fridge. Someone like that playing against ordinary slim women is going to be a danger.
And that's like, you think this stuff is obvious, and obviously on the fairness point, FINA, we talk about swimming, FINA, the World Body for Swimming, made a decision on this 3 or 4 years ago now, and you would have thought everyone would have followed. And if you want to go and look at the world records held in every category of swimming for men and for women, in every single one of them, the men are faster. That tells you all you need to know.